Afternoon. Welcome back to Global Media Network, LLC, doing business as Passion World Talk Radio Network. Educate, enlighten, entertain. And on this episode of Scam DamNation with your host, Lillian Cauldwell, we're going to talk about a data breach that happened last year to Global Life. The breach happened last year, 2024. Global Life is an insurance company. And when they were originally breached, they suggested that not that many people were affected. In fact, they said they thought only 5,000 people were affected. However, they did some investigative work, and now they tell us that 850,000 people personal information, full name, and their social security was breached and is known to, quote, the bad guy, unquote. And at the time, they were not aware that it was a bad breach. However, they go on to say that immediately upon notification of these circumstances, the company removed external access to the portal. Aren't you happy to hear that? That was stated by the Associate Counsel and Corporate Secretary at Globe Life, Christopher Moore, who wrote that in a filing with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission in June. In October, a release revealed that a small-scale breach was discovered in a subsidiary company, American Income Life Insurance Company. At the time, it was reported that at least 5,000 customers of that subsidiary were affected, though it was noted that the number might grow. In a new filing, however, with the SEC, a still unknown threat actor was able to access customer information in, quote, specific databases maintained by a small number of independent agency owners, unquote. The filing says that Globe Life could not confirm if more information was stolen than the initial 5,000 already affected, but it is exercising caution and providing credit monitoring service to every potentially impacted policyholders' information was stored in that database. So, what was the threat actor able to access? A widespread of sensitive information, full names, email addresses, phone numbers, postal addresses, date of birth, social security numbers, health data, and insurance policy information. And my question is to you, ladies and gentlemen, is for the amount of money you're paying to these insurance companies, why aren't they providing proper protection for your personal information? You're the ones who are going to lose out, not them. I was told recently, and this also applies to people who've been scammed, that it's very easy for a small little investment of $25 to $50 to buy anything you want and take out a passport, take out a license, driver's license, take out identification papers, buy a car, buy a house. You don't have to need a picture. If they've got that information, that just opens it up to anybody who wants to steal your identity. So, according to the filing, they go on to say the attacker tried to extort Globe Life, but the company declined to pay the ransom. The company asserts that the breach did not involve data encryption or its IT systems, but it still lost a lot of your personal information. And whether you like it or not, you're the one who's going to pay the piper. Now, how do you stay safe after a breach? Globe Life is offering a monitoring service, but if their offering isn't up to par, you might also want to consider signing up for one of the best identity theft protection services to keep a closer eye on your personal data and digital life. It was not stated how long that offer will last. If you're a customer of Global Life or one of its subsidiary agency, you will want to pay attention to your inbox and accounts going forward. Sensitive information can be sold to bad actors, create convincing phishing, phishing emails to try and gain access to your other accounts, or they might even create profiles using your personal information elsewhere. Basically, be cautious with any communications, email, text, social media for the time being. Also, keep a close eye out for links or attachments that you didn't request. And whatever you do, don't click on the links or download any attachments sent from unknown senders to your devices. Outside of identity protection, you also want to make sure you have the best antivirus software installed on your PC, the best Mac antivirus software installed on your Apple computer, and one of the best Android antivirus apps on your phone if you don't use an iPhone. Potential phishing emails and messages could contain malware, as well as other threats, and a good antivirus will help you keep safe. In the meantime, Globe Life seems to believe that the hack will not affect its operations, but it's going to certainly affect yours, especially if your information appears on the dark web. But you also want to change any of your passwords you have associated with accounts via the insurance agent. Now, more information from Tom Skies that you may or may not want to know about. Billions of Chrome users at risk from new browser hijacking, syncjacking attack. That's SYNCJACKING attack. Thousands of WordPress sites hijacked to spread Windows and Mac malware. You should be advised. So let's go take a look at that one. What do you need to do if you do use Word? Thousands of WordPress sites hijacked to spread Windows and Mac software. How do you stay safe? Well, thousands of these sites, and we have a WordPress site, have been hijacked to distribute info-stealing malware, according to security researchers at a cybersecurity company. By exploiting outdated versions of WordPress sites and plugins, hackers have taken over and then used these valuable sites to trick visitors into downloading and installing malware, which is then used to steal your personal information. Due to its sheer scope and size, the campaign is being described as a, quote, spray and pay, unquote, style attack, wherein it aims to compromise anyone who visits one of these compromised sites rather than targeting anyone specifically. When victims visit any one of the more 10,000 sites that C/site has identified as compromised by the malware, it quickly changes its content to a fake Chrome browser page. The fake Chrome page then requests that the visitor downloads and install an update in order for them to view the website. If the visitor installs the update, they're actually downloading a malicious file that is capable of stealing atomic passwords and other information. The two malware strains used here are Atomic Stealer, which is the Mac OS version, and SOC Ghoulish, GHOLISH, which is the version that targets Windows users. Atomic Stealer has been classified as an info stealer which infects computers to steal usernames, passwords, session cookies, crypto wallets, and other sensitive data. One of the reasons that this particular infostealer is being used and others like it is because it applies a malware as a service model, where hackers pay its creators to a monthly fee to deploy it in their own attacks. However, in order to be used successfully and installed successfully, the user has to manually run it and bypass Apple's built-in security, which means they first have to fall for a hacker's tricks. You want to know how to sell safe? First of all, never download anything unless you know what it is and why you need to download it. No website should ever require you to download anything in order to view a web page. Secondly, always make sure that you keep your browser and your antivirus program up to date with the latest patches and fixes so that your system is always protected. You want to make sure that you have the best antivirus program available just in case any mistakes happen or anything sneaks by you. Some security sites also offer features like a VPN or a hardened browser, as well as extra protection. Lastly, make sure you protect your personal information by using one of the best password managers to safely create and store all of your credentials. You can also protect your personal information further by signing up for one of the best identity theft protection services like Norton LifeLock, as well as making sure to keep an eye on your credit card reports and other statements on annualcreditreport.com. So these are very important information that you should be noting and writing down for future notification to yourself, your friends, your peers. Other programs appearing on Passionate World Talk Radio, Chatting with Betsy, Sports Commentary with Dan, Scam DamNation with Lillian, Lest We Forget Historical by Lillian, and a new program aimed at women 55 and up who are still working or still contributing to the community, to their families, to their friends, peers. This is the program for you. It will not work unless you come and interact with us, call us up, and or appear on the show and tell the upcoming generations just how it's done, woman to woman. And yes, the men will also want to come in and join us to find out why more than half of the women who are 55 and older don't want to get remarried again, because they really don't need baggage and your baggage. Also, this program is supported by The Obstacles of Podcast Training by an educator who's been doing it more than 19 years. It's a 2-month program, 45 minutes, 20 minutes to lecture, 20 minutes to put into practice what you've just heard, and 5 minutes to rest, which is very nice. And also check out http://AI-with-Lillian.com. By the time your child graduates from high school, you and they need to be AI proficient. It's a no-brainer. Go and check it out. AI-with-Lillian.com. And to go and see and hear this video and or audio, because we provide both, go over to Spreaker.com/PWTRN, or go over to YouTube.com. Go over to the website Passionate World Radio Talk, PassionateWorldTalkRadio.com. Scroll down until you come to State of Current Affairs. Click on the link. It'll take you to a web page where there's a Google link. Click on that, and it'll take you into the belly of the beast, YouTube.com. Thank you very much for listening, and have a great week. Just remember, it's just Thursday and Friday, so you should enjoy yourself. Have a great one.